Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum to our brothers and sisters in Islam. Today we are going to have a tutorial on how to set up a Google Classroom for your online class. You have to make sure that your Google Chrome is activated and at the same time you are already logged in your Google account. Let's get started. So you go to your laptop or your computer, okay? Now in your desktop you will see some items or icons there and you look for the Google Chrome. So we go to Google Chrome. You click on the Google Chrome and then you search for Google Classroom. So you just type in classroom.google.com and then you will be directed to Google Classroom. Again, make sure that you are already logged in your Google account. You cannot have a Google Classroom without a Google or Gmail. Now, as you may notice here, there are already existing classrooms. These three here are the classrooms that I already created last semester, and this one, the classroom which I joined in for my daughter's online class. Now, this is your first time to go to Google Classroom. Once you log in here or you click on this site classroom.google.com, you won't have these classrooms here. You blank canvas here or blank area here. So what you do for first time Google Classroom users is to click on this plus sign here found on the upper right or uppermost part of your screen. This plus sign, once you click it, you will have this join class or create class. But if you're a student, you just click on join. If you're a teacher, I suppose that you're a teacher, then create class. Then you will have this window here wherein it says that your school must have a Google Suite for Education. Now, let's do away with that. Let's just click on this part here which says, or just tick this part where it says, I've read and understand the above notice and I'm not using Classroom at the school with students. It's okay, just continue. Then you type in the class name, BSU, or BSU actually stands for Bukidnon State University, Alubihid, that's found in Misamis area. So you type in here the section of BSU Alubihid. Let's just say BSBA, third year, B. Okay, and then I type in here the schedule of the class, 2:30 to 4 p.m. I type in here the subject, so let's say partnership and corporation, law, room, let's just say EC7, and then create. So we have here the classroom for our partnership and corporation law for BSBA 3B. You can actually change this one. Instead of BSBA 3B, you can type in here partnership if it's just partnership. Now the class code, this one here, this is the code that you are going to send to your students so that they can join in your class. Because as I mentioned earlier, okay, if we go back to the classroom here, there's this plus sign, right? And then if you're just a student, you just, once you go to this site here, you have nothing here if it's your first time to go to a Google Classroom, right? And then you have this option, join class or create class. If you're a student, you just click join class. Now, if you don't know the code, okay, how can you get in the class? So you really need to ask your teacher for the class code. Okay. Let's go back to the classroom menu here. Okay, these are the stream, classwork, people, and grades. If it's your first time, you need to invite your students or the people. You can even collaborate with another teacher so that they can also see whatever is happening in your Google Classroom. So you type in the name or the email address of your collaborator or your co-teacher. Okay, you can click on that and then invite right here. You don't need to type any code for them. The Google system would simply direct whoever you are going to send this invite. If you may notice here, teachers you add can do everything you can except delete the class, because you are the one who created the Google Classroom. So since they are just co-teachers, they cannot delete the classroom, even if they want to. That's very fair and it's safe on your part. So for students, you can add the students by clicking this part here, this button here or icon here, or you just click also this button here which says invite. Either way, you can invite the students, or you can copy the class code. Where is the class code? You can find it here. Okay, You just click this one here and then copy invite link, and then you go to your messenger if you're using messenger, or SMS. You can text it to your student, and then the student will just copy that class code or click on the link that you're going to send to them, and then they would be part of your class for this online class using the Google Classroom. As of this time, I'm not going to add yet my students, so you can do that later on. And then for classwork, click on this classwork, which says classwork, and then create. You have several choices here. You can assign or do some assignment, or give them some assignments or quiz, or you can post a question to your students, or send them material, or use some posts, or you can actually assign them a topic. So let's just say assignment. You give an assignment to your students. Now we are assuming here that we already have the students, so if you already have the students, their names would be listed down here. There would be this drop down here where you can see all the students. I'll just show you what it would look like, okay, later on. So here you can create assignments and questions, use topics to organize classwork into modules or units, or you can order the work the way that you want students to see it. Again, you can post questions, material, or use posts or topics. So that's for classwork. This is the part where it says class drive folder. Everything that you do in your classroom would go to your, or would be saved in your Google Drive. Okay, so it's very important that you have a Google account. For grades, once you already have assigned quizzes, and then you are going to do some checkings, their grades will appear here. And then for the stream, so you can share whatever you want to share to your class, like hello, welcome back, etc, etc, etc. Okay, and then you can post that one, or you can schedule that for later posting, or you can add a banner if you want, welcome back banner, if you have a JPEG for that, or PNG. So that's how you set up your Google Classroom. Now I'm going to show you what a Google Classroom looks like. Google Classroom, where you can see my previous Google Classrooms, or the Google Classrooms that I used for my classes last semester, I mean. So let's have this one, Alubihit. Okay, so I have posted here several things, quizzes, announcements, so we did some sharing. Okay, so like this one, I had classwork, so I gave them some quizzes, midterm exams, example midterm exams, so rise and shine, whatever, and then I pasted here the link where they can access the Google form. So my quizzes and exams were through Google Forms. Okay, now this is what, or this was my questionnaire. Okay, what this exam looks like. So there, so the exams, and then there are responses here. So you would see here the scores of the students, yes, and then the questions. So per student, you would see them their responses here. It's like you have the, if you have the hard copy, this is the soft copy of their exams. Okay, so there. Okay, there. So this was my midterm exams for them, which I administered last March. Okay, that's an example of the exam. By the way, when you have this one, the form, if you are going to administer the exams through Google Forms, it's actually very nice because you have here the summary of how the students fared in the exam. So this one here, see, so there's this analytics. Okay, this is a good thing about Google Forms. See, you can see here that there were 8 students who were not able to answer questions. Okay, it's very nice. Okay, now how you can collect this one. You can click on this sheet here, and then you would be directed to the spreadsheet. Okay, this is how the spreadsheet look like. Once you have the Google form, you administer exams or quizzes through Google Forms. So here you can see here it's timestamped, so the students cannot feign ignorance or they can lie to you as to when they took the exams. And actually you can have here you can have this one, accepting responses or not accepting responses, so that if the students, for example, they failed to take the exams and then they wanted to take the exams, so you'll no longer take the exams if you are going to click on this part here, not accepting responses. Then we go back to our classroom. So we see here the people. This is how the Google Classroom, the students, okay? It's like they're inside the classroom, only that since it's online, so you only see their names. Then for the stream, you can make announcements. You can let your students post in your classroom. It's like normally used to do in our physical classrooms, only that it's online. So it's just okay. We just have to accept the fact that this is the new normal. It's very easy. You can post some materials, PowerPoint presentation, and then for the grades. This is how the grades portion looks like, okay? So we have here, I did some midterm exams and then quiz 1 here. So basically that's how the Google Classroom works and how the Google Classroom looks like. So if you're a teacher who is forced to do online classes, don't be scared. It's actually easy. You just need an open mind and be positive, not the other positive. Be positive and embrace change. Hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and thank you very much for watching. See you next time.